Deep in the heart of Africa, in a small village surrounded by endless savannas, lived an 8-year-old boy named Liam. He loved animals and nature more than anything. His father, a former park ranger, had taught him to respect and care for the wild creatures around him. One day, while wandering near the forest, Liam heard a faint, weak roar coming from the distance. His curiosity led him to follow the sound carefully. What he found lying on the ground shocked him. It was a tiny, exhausted lion cub. The little cub was trembling, weak from hunger and thirst. Its mother had likely been killed by poachers or taken by another predator. At first, Liam was scared, but then his heart filled with compassion. He carefully picked up the cub and carried it home. When his parents saw the animal, their faces filled with concern. His father said, "Liam, you can't bring a wild animal home. Lions belong in the wild." But Liam pleaded, "He's so small and weak. If we don't help him, he'll die." Seeing the determination in his son's eyes, his father sighed and nodded. "All right, but you must prove that you can take care of him without harming him." Liam named the lion cub Leo. He fed him milk, cleaned his small wounds, and stayed by his side every night. As days passed, Leo grew stronger, and his bond with Liam deepened. The cub followed Liam everywhere, never wanting to be apart from him. At first, Leo was too scared to leave the house. He stayed close to Liam, curling up beside him every night. But as time went on, Liam introduced Leo to the outside world. At first, the cub took small, hesitant steps, sniffing the ground cautiously. Soon, he was running in the sun, rolling in the dirt, and chasing butterflies. Their friendship became the talk of the village. The elders warned Liam, "Lions cannot be tamed," but the children watched in awe, amazed at the unbreakable bond between the boy and the lion. Every day, they would explore the forest together, discovering new things. Liam's favorite moments were watching Leo grow braver. First, he chased small rocks. Then, he started playing with the leaves. Eventually, he ran freely through the trees, confident and fearless. But no matter how far he went, he always came back to Liam. One evening, Liam's father sat him down. "Son, Leo is growing up. One day, we will have to let him go. He belongs in the wild." Liam nodded, but deep down, the thought of losing Leo made his heart ache. As weeks passed, Leo transformed. He was no longer a tiny cub, but a young, powerful lion. His muscles grew stronger and his roar became deeper. But still, he refused to leave Liam's side. Then, one fateful day, the first test of Leo's true nature arrived. While walking through the forest, Liam and Leo heard loud screeching sounds. Suddenly, 3 large hyenas emerged from the bushes, snarling and circling them. Leo froze for a moment, ears perked, eyes locked onto the threat. Then something changed. For the first time, he roared. Liam had never heard such a powerful sound from Lily before. The hyenas hesitated, unsure if they should attack. Then one of them lunged forward. Leo moved faster. His claws slashed through the air, knocking the hyena back. The others, realizing they were no match, turned and ran. That was the day Liam truly understood. Leo was no longer a cub. He was a lion. And soon, he would have to return to his kingdom. One night, Liam was startled awake by a piercing scream. At first, he thought he was dreaming, but then he heard the chaos outside. A pack of hyenas, desperate from hunger due to a long drought, had invaded the village. Liam rushed outside. The villagers were frightened, hiding in their homes. The hyenas were searching for food, but the real danger was that Liam's little sister Emily had wandered outside. Liam's heart stopped when he saw a hyena creeping toward her. She was frozen in terror, unable to move. But then, a shadow moved in the darkness, Leo. In a split second, Leo leaped forward, placing himself between Emily and the hyena. His golden eyes blazed with fury. He was no longer the small cub that Liam had once saved. He was a full-grown lion, a true protector. He spread his claws, bared his teeth, and let out the most fearsome roar Liam had ever heard. The hyenas hesitated. Their leader studied Leo carefully, sensing the power in his stance, but hunger made them reckless. One hyena lunged at Leo, but Leo was faster. With a mighty swipe of his paw, he struck the hyena to the ground. The injured creature whimpered and scrambled away. The rest of the pack, seeing their leader defeated, retreated into the night. The village was safe. The next morning, the villagers gathered around Leo, whispering in admiration. Liam's father placed a hand on his son's shoulder and said, "Leo is a guardian now, but he must return to his own kind." Liam knew it was true, but his heart wasn't ready to say goodbye. At sunrise, Liam and his father walked with Leo deep into the savannah. The lion walked ahead, but stopped a few feet away, turning to face Liam. Liam approached him and whispered, "I know, you have to go." Leo gently licked Liam's hands. It was their final moment together, a silent promise that no matter where life took them, their bond would never break. Leo looked at Liam one last time, then lifted his head and let out a powerful roar. Then, with one final glance, he turned and ran toward the horizon. Liam watched until Leo disappeared into the golden grasslands. Tears filled his eyes, but he smiled. He knew Leo was where he truly belonged. Years passed. Liam grew up and followed in his father's footsteps, becoming a wildlife ranger. But every time he walked through the savannah, he would stop and listen. And in the distance, whenever he heard the deep, echoing roar of a lion, he smiled. Because he knew Leo was still there, watching over him.